It is Lisa and Chris again. We are going to be doing 3 series of videos. Last week we started the series on relationships, and this week we are starting one on personal care assistants. First of all, what is a personal care assistant? They are individuals who help a person with a disability with the normal daily activities like dressing, showering, eating, and many other activities. Without this person, someone with a disability would not be able to function like another person. This job is not the normal job that you might imagine. This job is sometimes really trying, but sometimes it is rewarding. It is not a job that anyone could do. You might be wondering what kind of a person might be able to do this type of job? Well, the person has to be a people person. They have to like working with people. The person has to be caring, loyal, outgoing, dependable, honest, and on time. Sometimes the person has to adapt to many things. As a personal care assistant, you have to help the person out in many circumstances, so you have to be a fast thinker. If you help somebody out for a long time, you will know the person really well. This is because you have to do the most personal things every time you work with the person. It is not easy to allow someone to do something very private, but the person has to allow it. So the personal care assistant has to be sensitive to the person with a disability. Sometimes I feel that people don't think that we as people with a disability don't get embarrassed being naked. I think it takes a lot of trust for a person with a disability to allow someone new to take care of them. Imagine that you could not take care of yourself tomorrow. What would you feel like? I bet that you would feel ashamed. You would lose most, if not all, of your privacy. Trust me, it feels shitty. I can't imagine what it feels like being a woman with a disability. What I am trying to convey is that being a personal care assistant takes a certain type of a person. If you feel like you are being called to this kind of a job, pray about it, because you are going to be putting someone's life in your hands. Literally. What are the qualities that make a good personal care assistant? Check out the next video in the series to find out. Lisa, what do you think about having a personal care assistant?
Well, now I'm going to give you the perspective from a woman. The woman has to feel the same way a man does, but they have different needs, and because we have a lot of personal needs that a man wouldn't think about, like having daily things happen to them, like not being cleaned properly, not being looked proper, or being dressed the way you want to be dressed. If you want to dress up one day, or because you have to be specific. You have to be direct. You have to say, this is what I need you to do, and you have to be comfortable with demanding things sometimes. And sometimes there are times where you're feeling like maybe you're asking too much, but you're really not. They're there to do a job. And if they don't want to do a job, then they shouldn't be at that particular person's house. And it all has to do with chemistry. Chemistry is a big thing for me. If I have no chemistry with that person, I can't communicate as well as I would like. So chemistry and just having the same direction, believing in the same way that person wants to be cared for and presented. Because there's a certain way I want to be presented in the world. I want to be presented as put together and neat and look nice. And some people don't have the skill to make you look nice. So I look for people that really care about how they're presenting me in the environment that I'm in. So that's my perspective. And if you don't get up in the morning, it's like a scary idea. It's a scary thought. How am I gonna get up? How am I gonna? Is someone actually gonna show up that day? That's a scary thought for me. When I had private care, which I don't have now because I live at Catherine Manor and they have 24-hour care if needed. So I feel more secure, a little bit more secure. But sometimes I feel like, you know, there are times where I could use private care too. Because I use a little bit of each. So that's my perspective. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We need as many as we can get. Please, please, please. Thank you very much.